Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Cambridge Advanced Accelerator podcast, coming to you every Monday to give you some tips, tricks, advice, and motivation to help you pass the Cambridge Advanced exam and get your English up to that C1 Advanced or even C2 level. So this week I want to tell you a little story, and this is the story about the Chinese farmer. Now, this is a story that I told last year to my students, and it was one of the most impactful stories that I've ever told on this podcast, and one that I got the most kind of messages about. So I thought it was about time we revisited the story of the Chinese farmer. So this is a story about a farmer who plants a bamboo seed. He wants to grow bamboo in his farm. So he plants the bamboo seed. He, does it very carefully. He's checked Google first. He's watched a TikTok video. He knows how to do it. Okay. He's planted his seed. He's prepared the soil and he's given it some water. He's fertilized it and he's looking after it properly. It's a nice sunny day. So he's done everything right. And he goes back every single day and gives the plant a little bit of water, checks it, looks after it. And he does this for months and months and months, consistently watering his plant, checking on it, giving it fertilizer, looking after it. After a year, nothing has happened. There's not even a tiny little green shoot coming up, not even a hint of a plant appearing. But he doesn't give up. He keeps going. He keeps watering the plant, thinking, okay, it must be any day now, something's going to happen. He keeps watering it. Year 2, still nothing. No sign of anything happening. And now, let's be honest. If that was me, I'd be thinking, God, this is a bit ridiculous. Let me go back to Google. Let me go back to that TikTok video. Did I buy the wrong seed? Did I do something wrong? And to be honest, I would probably give up and go to the plant shop and buy one that was already fully grown. I would take the easy route out there. But this Chinese farmer, he didn't do that. He still kept watering the plant, watering. Year 3, nothing. Year 4, nothing happening. But he still kept on going back. He didn't stop. He kept watering, he kept caring for it, he kept showing up. And then in year 5, suddenly, he started to see a little green sprout appear. In year 5, after 5 years, he saw that green sprout appear. And then suddenly, if you know anything about bamboo shoots, I did not before reading this story. If you know anything about bamboo shoots, suddenly, after 5 years of nothing, within about 5 or 6 weeks, the bamboo shoots up from a tiny little sprout to nearly 90 feet tall. Now, if you don't work in feet, I am in height. I'm like 5'4", which I have no idea how much that's in centimeters. I'm 5'4". No? So do the maths. How many of that is of me? Nearly 20 of me. I'm bad at maths. That's why I teach English. Like 15 of me, okay? All up within 5 to 6 weeks. So here's a question I love asking with this. The philosophical question. No? Did the bamboo shoot, plant, tree, whatever it is, did it grow in 6 weeks or did it grow in 5 years? Because I think obviously it didn't grow in 6 weeks. It was growing the whole time, but just underground, the bits that we couldn't see. It was building the roots that were strong enough to support that height of 90 feet. So if you imagine the weight of that and the height of that, it's going to need really strong, deep roots to be able to support that. And that's what it was doing all the time over those 5 years. If it had shot up earlier, it would have fallen over because it wouldn't be able to support that weight and that rapid growth. It needed those roots first. It needed that foundation first. And that's where I'm going to transition here into your English studies and preparing for the Cambridge Advanced exam, or indeed getting yourself up to that higher level of English. Sometimes it feels like we're just studying and studying and studying. We're learning vocabulary, we're learning all these phrasal verbs, we're doing practice exercises, we're doing use of English tasks, we're watching TV in English, we're doing all this practice every single day, and it looks as if, on the surface, that we're not making any progress, that there's no little shoot sprouting up. And you kind of look to yourself and you think, oh, what's the point? This isn't working. I'm not improving. I'm not getting better. And a lot of people at that point just give up. They're like, oh, languages are not for me. This exam's too difficult. I give up. But if we think about this the same way as this bamboo plant, this bamboo shoot, when you're studying every day, when you're studying a little bit every day, when you're doing that consistently, you're building patterns in your brain. You're building your foundations in the language. You're building that active language, that kind of automatic ability to use a grammar. You're building those collocations, and you're building confidence that maybe you haven't even realized that you're doing yet. And then one day, suddenly, something just shifts, something just clicks, and it feels like suddenly overnight, you are going to do a mock exam and your score has shot up 30%. Or you write an essay and suddenly it just flows really easily. Or you're going to the speaking sessions and suddenly you're not panicking, or you're feeling pretty relaxed in them, that you're kind of on autopilot. You're doing things with muscle memory. You've got lots of ideas on the topic. It feels like everything is just flowing and going perfectly. And it looks sudden. It looks like somehow you did some magical trick or tactic that changed things overnight. But more often than not, it's not that sudden special magic trick that has suddenly improved your English overnight. It's about that hard work that you put in for months and months consistently before that. I see so many students. In fact, we were speaking in class yesterday. We were in our book club and we were discussing the book Atomic Habits. And one of the students said to me, because one of their habits was they were listening to podcasts while they were doing their laundry, as a way to build a habit. So every time they did their laundry, they were listening to podcasts. And they said to me, Cheryl, I don't know when it happened, but just suddenly, just recently, I've just seen this massive jump in my understanding of the podcasts. I can listen without headphones on, I can listen with noise in the background, and I can understand everything. And I don't know when this happened, but it feels like it just kind of happened overnight. And I've had so many students say the same thing, that one day they're like, oh, it just finally clicked, and I was able to do it, and I was getting full marks and on test after test with reading part 7 after what felt like so long of not seeing that improvement, and feeling like giving up and feeling like it was never going to happen. And then just one day, it suddenly happened. And that's why on my Cambridge Advanced courses, we normally only take people for a minimum of 6 months, because it takes time to build the roots. It takes time to build the foundations. Month 1 we're just learning what to do. We're growing those roots. Month 2, month 3, we're strengthening those roots. We're building your confidence. And only when we start getting to month 4, month 5, month 6, that we start to see that sprout of that little seed that's growing. And then by month 5, month 6, then we're seeing that massive growth, that massive change. Now again, everybody's different. Everybody has different timelines for growing their roots. And some people may come to us at the beginning and they've already begun to grow roots. Some students come and they have no roots. They're just starting. Everybody's in different journeys in their plant cycle. I wasn't ever very good at biology, guys, so excuse me, any biologists or scientists out there, if I'm not using quite the right terminology here. But what I want you to get from this is that it takes time to improve your English, and it takes time to prepare for an exam. But you need to put in that consistency. You need to put in that work a little bit every day to see those results in the future. And I think we're all guilty as a society of a thing called instant gratification. That nowadays we want everything now. We don't want to wait. If we're ordering something online, Amazon delivers it the next day. Unless you live in Tenerife like me, and it just doesn't deliver ever. But we're used to having that thing instantly. We're used to, or we expect nowadays to start a new job and then be getting a promotion a few months later. We don't want to wait a week for a new episode of a TV program. I remember when I was younger, waiting every Friday night for the next episode of Friends to come out. Was Ross and Rachel going to get back together? Were they going to stay on a break? That was my life, thinking about that and looking forward to that all week. But nowadays, we binge watch everything in one go on Netflix, on instant streaming sites. We want the easy route for everything. We're always looking for hacks and tips to cut corners, to make things faster and easier. And that's why marketing and Instagram and social media takes complete advantage of that. And you see all these ads that do my head in. To do my head in is like to really annoy me. Saying that, in 3 weeks, you will get to C2 level in English. Pass your Cambridge Advanced exam in a 1-hour session, or have 4 weeks of lessons with me and you will be ready for the exam. And this is playing on this instant gratification that we want in our lives. But in reality, the best things in life, the most satisfying things in life, are the things that we put that work and that effort into. Something that you work your ass off for, and you work day in, and day out, consistently for a long period of time. When you finally achieve that, when you finally get that certificate, it feels incredible. Like running a marathon, you don't just get up one day after sitting on the sofa for years and you're able to run a marathon. You have to train and gradually build. So when you finally go from sitting on your couch to running a marathon, when you finally achieve that, it's the achievement is all that effort and work that you put in that makes it feel amazing and makes that medal that you get on the day feel worthwhile and validates you. But it also shows to other people the kind of person you are as well. That you're kind of not this generation of instant gratification, that you are the kind of person who puts that work and effort in. Which is why the Cambridge Advanced exam is seen to be one of the most prestigious in the world and looks so amazing on your CV, is because employers know the amount of effort that has to go in to reaching that level of English, and to prepare for such a prestigious exam. It shows the kind of person you are, not just your level of English. So the message for you today is, do not give up with your goals. I know it's frustrating, I know it's difficult if we don't see that immediate win, that immediate progress, but just think about it as that you're building your roots underground so that you can support that massive growth when it comes. So if it's feeling slow, if it's feeling invisible, if it's feeling frustrating, keep watering, keep going, because that breakthrough, it's not magic. It's not that magical hack on TikTok. It's already happening. It's that work and effort that you are putting in at the moment, and it's just underground. So, guys, that is it for today. If something in our podcast resonated with you, if you're feeling a bit stuck or in that phase when nothing's happening, if you're feeling a bit frustrated with your English, send me a message on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to have a chat and help you out a little bit. And guys, we will see you next week for another Monday motivational podcast, giving you tips, tricks, and advice to help you pass your Cambridge Advanced exam and get your level up to C1 or even C2 level.